So, I'm here to cancel Kim Kardashian. Okay, no, really. I just wanted to share. It's interesting because yesterday I saw the episode wherein David Letterman had a talk with Kim Kardashian, and it really surprised me how the media actually painted her and her family, and I understand how people would like them for what I believe are the wrong reasons or how they're misunderstood. And I was one of those people who didn't agree with the values. I think that I thought that the show was in the wrong context, was giving out people. So let me back up a little bit, and I'm going to tell you. I'm going to explain how I know about Kim Kardashian and the Kardashians and Bruce Jenner, Caitlyn Jenner. So actually, it's through Taylor Swift that I actually Taylor Swift and Keeping Up with the Kardashians, because it was so big, and everyone online were like, at least the haters were talking about this reality TV show about the Kardashians and how insane it is, because like it was something that right now I realize that it was on E Entertainment Channel, and I have always thought that it was an MTV production, and at least my perception is anything MTV is trash, like, I don't know, Jersey Shore, or basically it's just not my thing. Okay, that kind of junk on TV. But there are people who actually like things like that, because for whatever reason, their day job, whatever, the show gives them a good break from whatever. So right now I understand that there are people like who go to video games or play an instrument, depending on whatever job they have and whatever medium or whatever medium that they can express or actually express themselves or just take a break. So basically that's how I learned her. And then after that, she was blowing up on Instagram, social media, and then the beef with Taylor Swift. I'm not sure, it was with, like, it started after the Kanye West thing, I think. So basically, Taylor Swift made her like a cameo on her Bad Blood music video, wherein I think it was the part where Swift was in a bathtub filled with jewelry. So yesterday when I saw the interview with Letterman on My Next Guest Needs No Introduction, I did realize that Swift was being Swift is a petty person, where all the songs she writes, though very nice, and she is a creative person. I love her voice, I love her songs, but the content of her songs are really about really petty things. And I think that's how people could relate to her, but just call a spade a spade. It's really petty. And particularly after watching the 45-minute show, I realized that it's not only petty what she did with the bathtub and the jewelry, but also insensitive, because what happened, as I found out, in that Paris robbery, was Kim was alone in her apartment in France, Paris, and there were like it was an entire operation where these guys, I think around 12 guys, planned and orchestrated to steal from her. So took all her jewelry, and when tied her hands, I think, yes, and her mouth and her eyes, and then put her in a bathtub. And she did explain that she was only in a robe, she was scared for her life, that she would be raped and killed. So I think if Taylor Swift actually went into the details of that situation and not just going off on how she felt because of um, Kanye's use of her lightness, or alluding to her in his song Famous. I just think that it was in really poor taste that she did that. So, as I wouldn't say I'm a super hater of the Kardashians, but of course, what I think people misunderstand, especially the early seasons of Keeping Up with Kardashians, I think that they, to me, it's a overly exaggerated narrative of this family that's actually very interesting, because as I found out later on that Rob Kardashian, their biological father, was the lawyer for O.J. Simpson in that case, and their stepfather, Bruce Jenner, was an Olympian and later on became Caitlyn Jenner, and she also has her own documentary on Netflix. Go watch that as well. It's to me, it explained a lot and educated me on a lot of these things. And yes, I also didn't like the backlash when Kim said about being women in business, and she said that it feels like people don't like to work anymore. I think people have to realize that she did make a mistake, because obviously a lot of people are working 2, 3, 4 jobs just to make ends meet, and I think she was pertaining to people probably in her circle, or people, how do you say, children of more affluent people who think that just posting on Instagram would give them, make them this big time social media influencer, and the money would just come in. I guess those are the people that she was giving that message to when it came to people not wanting to work. And those are actually, that's, I think, actually a majority of her target market, or maybe the people who follow her are Gen Z, like social media generation and influencer generation and which is the same group that are quick to cancel people without knowing the entire 360 degrees of that person. So I think and even if I am not I'm not always on social media, and I actually only joined Facebook because we needed it for school. That's how we would do our projects and stuff. And I don't really mind it. I don't really use it that much nowadays, other than to connect with people I actually meet in real life. But even I was able to receive the bias that about her, and the negative media about her and her family. So what so basically what I'm saying is don't cancel Kim Kardashian. And as a previous maybe not not a super hater, but someone who I personally didn't like the idea of them showing off their wealth, or being, I guess, wasteful. But because that's what they were showing on the show, I think. I've only ever seen snippets, and I guess fights with their boyfriends or something. I thought it was very superficial and weird, and there are a lot of other things that need to be dealt with. But after that interview, apparently she has her own, like, this is for everyone. Whatever they show on social media, or what the media wants to reflect them as, is only the tip of the iceberg for that person. So I just hope that more people, and I'm also talking to myself, that shouldn't be too quick to judge. And Gen Z, stop it with this cancel culture. It's just weird. You wouldn't even have cancel culture without social media. So just take a step back and just stop it with it. So that's my rant for this video. I have now much respect for Kim and the rest of her family. I do appreciate Caitlyn Jenner for, and I would probably make another video about her. And if you do like this video, please like and subscribe. I would probably do more videos like this, and see you next time.